Good day. My name is Barry Fitzgerald Crosby, and I'm going to take a few moments to share with you a few thoughts from a well known author and favorite of mine, T.D. Jakes. Respect steps, establish order. Establishing order in your life is essential preparation for destiny. Once you set your order, you will awaken each day, determined to engage those principles to pursue your purpose. You will wake up focused because you have an agenda. When you wake up with a reason for being, you have the drive to get up and try all over again if necessary and not worry about what happened yesterday. Setbacks won't cause you to drop out of the game. Disappointments won't cause you to stay in bed with the covers pulled over your head. Your destiny is a daily call to get up and get back in the game. When your life is ordered, setbacks and disappointments are regarded as commas and not periods. That punctuates your life story. Each day is a new opportunity to live your dream. When your life is ordered for destiny, maybe you haven't arrived there yet, but every step you take toward it is still living your dream. You're not the New York Times best-selling author yet, but writing for a local community paper is still living your dream as you gain the skills you need. You're not the owner of your own trendy clothing boutique yet, but the classes you're taking in fashion merchandising are steering you in the direction of destiny. Day by day and step by step, you stay on task, especially when times are tough. When we live in pursuit of destiny, each step positions us closer and closer. Don't look at how far away you are. Respect the journey you're on because it will take you higher if you stick with it. Respect the sacrifices you're making now because they will help you appreciate your accomplishments. You will look back over your hardships and respect, and yes, even admire the person you were along the journey. You can look back at the person who endured all the adversity life threw at you, but kept moving forward, and encourage others to stay the course to destiny and contentment with life because you know you are in the place where you belong. When I was young, my mother and father went into a very nice store in Charleston, West Virginia, called Gofarb that sold light furniture fixtures. My family was, as the young people say, on the come up, and they were decorating a house we had just built. My mother had looked among all the finery exhibited and identified a very exquisite set of lamps that she adored. They were on sale at a great price, and my mother really wanted the lamps. My father inquired about purchasing them only to find out that they were on hold for another customer. I saw disappointment glaze my mother's eyes and cascade down her jawline into a grimace. I assumed it was prudent either to leave or settle for something else. Instead, my father said, "I'll wait." I thought, wait for what? If the customer doesn't return, he said, I want them. He sat down in that store and waited all day. By 5 o'clock that evening, the customer hadn't returned, and my father bought the lamps. As lovely as the lamps were, what illuminated my soul was what can happen if you are tenaciously in orderly pursuit of what you want. The next word I'd like to share with you, have patience with the process. I don't like process or anything that has drawn out procedures. I don't like paperwork. I don't like waiting in line. I don't like those automated phone lines with voice prompts that tell me to press 5 and then press 1 and then press. Maybe I'm just spoiled because I'm the baby of my family. I just want things to happen. I just want things to happen. I never wanted God to order my steps. When I've petitioned God, I've wanted the Almighty to presto, send a blessing, healing, or opportunity. Yet every time the Creator ordered steps, God didn't offer steps as an option. My Maker did not present me a variety of options to choose from. The Lord ordered steps. As I've grown in my destiny journey, I'm now thankful that God ordered steps. It's let me know I am not moving aimlessly, nor am I moving on my own. I recognize there is a course for me to take, a divinely orchestrated process. I can't graduate to the next level until I take the current course and finish it. At times, I prayed for God to design and the course my way. That didn't happen, and I'm glad. I've learned that God isn't just making this up. As the Spirit goes, the Lord ordered steps. Many times I was impatient and prayed that God abort the process. Other times I prayed God would speed things up, put my life on fast forward. I prayed to get out of things God wanted me to stay in. God knew I needed the experience of the process. I prayed that I wouldn't have to endure some things the Lord had let me endure. Wisdom allowed endurance to mold me. When I tried to rush the process, God slowed me down, as if saying, "No, you skipped the step. Go back." Every time I saw a destination, God saw me and ordered my circumstances to ready me for where I was trying to go. Accept the process. Your blessing is already ready. It's already done. God is getting you ready for the blessing, preparing you for your destiny. The process must be undergone so you can handle what you will face when you get to where you want to go. God has to guide you through a process to prepare you. You may want children, but not be ready to parent. You may want a spouse, but not be ready for marriage. You're asking God for more in your life, but you have to learn how to handle what you have. Hang in there. It's encouragement to keep pushing forward through stressful and trying times. But that's easier said than done. Patience is tough work. It's hard to keep pressing toward destiny while everything around you seems to be falling apart. Difficult to keep loving that man you fell in love with 20 years ago while he's going through his midlife crisis. You didn't envision a husband with an earring and tattoos, but you take your vows seriously, so you hang in there. Or maybe you're challenged to get up every morning, go to work on time, dedicated and with a good attitude, when you know you're being set up for termination. When you took the job, you thought you would retire from the company, but you need your job, so you hang in there. Or maybe you feel the pain of watching the mother you thought was invincible endure the mental and physical deterioration of Alzheimer's. But now it's your turn to care for her. Even though she doesn't recognize you most days, and you hang in there, you probably have experienced a time when nothing in your life looks like what you imagined. hoped for, prayed for, planned for, and strategized for. Hang in there. It's frustrating to hear, but that's what you have to do. Destiny means focusing on a vision, seeing what's not there yet. Don't let go of it. Your dream may be the only thing that excites you, and you may have to keep it to yourself. How dare you have a dream? Who are you to imagine for yourself a life that is more interesting, more purposeful, more challenging, or even more opulent? Don't get upset if no one understands. Just hold tightly to your vision, because no matter who you are, you're not going to get there overnight. When it seems destiny is slipping right through your fingers, tighten your imaginative grasp and declare, it's mine, and I'm not letting it get away, no matter what I have to go through. Many forfeit the hard work of process. They don't hang in there because life can be very, very hard. They get disenchanted with process because they don't see results. They fail to realize they have to grow and circumstances must evolve. They don't know that the oak tree that imagined is somewhere in the acorn they received. Process precedes accomplishment. Have the tenacity to endure the process, because what you learn will help you survive when you attain your goal. If you learn to be patient, you will become consistent in your pursuit of destiny. Although the Bible says the Lord orders the steps of a good person, most of us are looking for the elevator. God doesn't promise elevators. The Lord guides steps. The steps strengthen us. So get on the Stairmaster and stick with it. I spent years pastoring a church with little growth. I often wondered if I had what it took to reach a broader audience. I didn't understand that while I was trying to build a church, God was trying to build a man. The only way to build the man was to put him in an environment that exercised his faith, muscles, and built up his experience. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to handle success. The order of service at Potter's house is very detailed, down to the minute. One pastor looked at our service schedule and said, "Services at my church are more spontaneous. There might be an impromptu solo or testimony." I responded that the sheer number of worshipers at Potter's house necessitates a high level of organization. The more you manage, the more you must prepare. The more you desire, the more process is required. When you ask God for more, accept that more order will be required of you. If you're driving a fancy sports car or a new hybrid, you can make a quick, swift turn at the spur of the moment. But if you're driving an 18-wheeler, you have to prepare to make that turn. And the next reading I would like to share with you is prioritize, focus, ignore. How do you bring the vision of your heart, mind, and spirit into reality to get to that place you were destined to be? You need order in your personal life. To live your goals, you must set priorities, focus on them, and learn to ignore tugs on your time, energy, and resources that are outside of destiny's call. I realized that if I was going to fulfill God's vision for my life and live out my destiny, I had to learn how to accept that our all-powerful God created in me a limited resource. I can only do so much in the course of a day or a season of my life. My various roles are husband, father, pastor, business owner, etc. I cannot give them all equal attention every day. I cannot meet the demands of each responsibility equally every day. One of these areas will come up lacking. Some days I'm a better business owner than a husband. Other days I'm a better father than I am a pastor. What is important to me, however, is that I don't allow the same area of responsibility to go lacking every day. Every day I prioritize. Every day I live my destiny. I have an order by which my life is structured. On any given day, I prioritize. I determine what is most important and what most needs my attention. After I have prioritized, I focus. I put my concentration and energy on the task and situation that I have determined most need my attention. Equally important to prioritizing and focusing is the ability to ignore. What some else deems a crisis may not be my crisis, or it may not be a situation that merits my attention that day. You may be missing tremendous opportunities because you have not ordered what it takes in your life to get ahead. It is so vitally important that your life has an order and a rhythm so you won't miss the seasons of life when you are most productive and vital. You can sign up for more than you can deliver, and you can focus on any one responsibility for too long. When my children were younger, they loved having me around the house, but I knew that if I spent too much time around the house, I would not be making money to support my family. My kids couldn't play their video games with no power because the electric bill hadn't been paid. They wouldn't have fun wrestling each other on the floor if their stomachs were growling. Sometimes they had to miss me a little so I could keep food on the table. Since each of us has a destiny, it is important for each of us to have a personal strategy for accomplishing what we long to do in life. Each of us is unique. Each of us has a function and purpose that no one else can fulfill. Establish your own personal priorities so that you live your authentic life. Have you ever admired an actor in a movie or had a favorite recording artist who seemingly dropped off the scene? You may have even wondered why a person would give up a lifestyle of fame and adulation. Sometimes people become famous only to discover it's not the lifestyle that empowers them to fulfill their destiny. The attention they deserve because you know what's important. When you know what's important, you know what's important. You can ignore the things that can only distract you from arriving at destiny. And the next reading I'd like to share with you today is Acquire the Skill of Guiltless Prioritization. Destiny is a deliberate pursuit. To position yourself toward destiny, you will of necessity have to understand that certain actions, behaviors, and relationships are essential, as opposed to things that are tangential. You can invest yourself in many good things that have nothing to do with arriving at your destiny. If you want to be a radiologist, You can become a hospital volunteer and do great work helping people, but volunteering won't help you pass MCATs, get you accepted into medical school, or help you make good grades once you get in. You can associate with many good people, but if they are wandering aimlessly through life and encouraging you to chill and stop stressing about the future, you may want to rethink your associations. Your best friend from high school may be a distraction from destiny. Your old buddy from the military may be a deterrent to destiny. The crowd from your job that invites you to hang out with them after work may be interfering with your destiny. The boyfriend who demands all your time and wants you to have no outside entrance may be standing in the way of destiny. The difficulty with setting priorities sometimes rests in the fact that most of us have been conditioned to help others and to not be selfish in life. People can sometimes try to make you feel guilty for saying no to them because they want is not what you have prioritized. It's not selfish to prioritize your life to fulfill destiny. It's actually the most selfless thing you can do. God has an appointment for you to serve humanity in the greatest way possible for you. Therefore, you owe it to yourself, to others, and to the Creator to prioritize your life in preparation for destiny. Life is full of distractions, some positive, some menacing, so prioritize your life keeps you on track and simplifies the cutting away process when circumstances or people attempt to divert you from your goal. Determine your priorities and write them down. Writing is a powerful tool because you can go back to what you've written and see if you're still on the right course. Some of life's distractions can't be helped. It's possible to become legitimately sidetracked. When we are moving toward destiny, having a child can cause you to reprioritize for a time so that you can give care and attention to the baby. A parent or other loved one may become ill and need ongoing care. It's understandable that you will have to take care of a loved one, and no child or ill loved one should be made to feel guilty because of those circumstances. Prioritizing your life means owning your vision for destiny. It's yours and no one else's. So order your life to accomplish what you desire. Human beings must be in order to function as the effective, influential, capable creation God created. As you take ownership of destiny, you will become comfortable with determining the steps, actions, and people who support your vision. Not everyone is going to understand. So get over that. Mama and daddy may not get it. Your twin brother may not get it. Your business partner may not get it. It's not their vision, so don't expect them to understand. God didn't give it to them, so they can't see what God has shown you. They don't feel excitement coursing through their veins when you talk about the vision. Frankly, they just don't get it. Some people can be downright discouraging. What are you wasting your time with that for? Are you still fooling with that mess? Aren't you really ready to give that up by now? Because they can't see you, your vision. People can't get you off track, even if they don't directly express opposition to your vision. They don't mean to, but they just have other plans for your time and for your life. Your sister wants you to buy a timeshare with her. Your wife thinks you should coach Little League. Your child teacher is begging you to run for PTA president. Your fraternity brothers want you to set aside some money and accompany him to the next national convention. Other people have no problem putting demands on your time. But you don't have time for what's on their agenda because you are stretching yourself toward destiny. You can spend your time doing great things. That's what makes prioritizing essential. We can do great things to help other people, other community, other church, or even our family members. But prioritizing helps you recognize whether you can invest time and energy in such great deeds. Apart from your vision, prioritization keeps you from allowing others to distract your attention from pursuing destiny. You will never reach your destination if you cannot stay focused on your true priorities. Does that mean you should fail to provide adequately for your family because you are pursuing your dream? Certainly not. Failing to support your family because you are consumed with the selfish pursuit of a dream is unconscionable. It doesn't mean you get a pass from keeping a roof over your children's head. It doesn't mean that for a while family vacations may be 3-day road trips to a nearby amusement park instead of a week in Hawaii. I've seen people become intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, financially, or professionally near death. They live and work on life support. They exist rather than live. Yes, they have some happy moments, but these are few. Have you ever spent time around a terminally ill person? As the person transitions to eternity, she experiences brief moments of awareness and brief moments of joy. She does not have the energy to engage life. I know people who are alive but have no life in them. The light of life has gone out or never even been kindled because they failed to prioritize and missed opportunities. When you see people miss opportunities, it helps you understand the importance of establishing priorities. Vocalists who are serious about a singing career know they have to pursue it while they're young because rarely do record companies sign artists over age 30. If singers miss that opportunity during their youth, they may never get it again. That's not to say other opportunities won't come, but no matter how many chances people get, if they have not prioritized their lives for destiny, they will simply keep missing out on possibilities. And the next word I would like to share with you today is, are you living evidence of an ordered life? Growing up, I would often hear folks in church say, God does decently and in order. I didn't really know what it meant back then, but I do now. God's purpose for your life cannot manifest in the midst of chaos. You can reach the place you were destined to be if you're constantly getting sidetracked. You cannot reach your life purpose when everything in your life is undisciplined, distracted, and disordered. Our dictionary definition for disorderly is messy. Have you ever felt like your life is a mess? Your life is not a mess because of situations beyond your control. Your life is a mess because you have failed to prioritize the handling of those situations. When you prioritize the important things in your life, people who are not good for you do not receive your attention. All your time is needed for your priorities. The friend who encouraging you to cheat on your husband will get cut loose when your marriage is a priority. So will the buddy who thinks life is all about being a slacker when destiny is your priority. The boss who threatens to fire you if you don't lie in your report will be part of your past when your integrity is a priority. Habits that hinder you from destiny get overcome. The drug abuse, the shopping addiction, the gossiping habit. What will not support your journey to destiny gets cut loose unapologetically. If you feel guilty about setting your priorities and cutting loose hindrances, you must not make it to destiny. I've seen talented people fail to reach their full potential because they cannot set priorities. They are afraid of hurting someone's feelings. They don't want anyone to be mad at them. They want to be accepted by people who don't even matter. They are afraid to make destiny more important than peer pressure. A few years ago, a number of news and magazine shows told the story of Ted Williams, dubbed the homeless man with the golden voice. Ted was blessed with a speaking voice sent from heaven. After taking off on a promising career in radio, Ted's priorities got skewed. He got sidetracked by drugs and alcohol. After years of homelessness and addiction, a Columbus, Ohio videographer filmed Ted and his golden voice begging on the streets. The video went viral, and Ted was inundated with offers for voiceovers work in television, in radio, and on the internet. People were donating to a special website created for him because they didn't want to see his great talent go to waste. Always remember, people love to get behind a winner. Even in this age of skepticism and mistrust, people are still willing to give, to support, and to provide a leg up to people to see them be the best they can be. Ted's melodious voice and natural talent were not enough to steer him toward the place he longed to be as a young college student. Somehow he aligned himself with activities and people and situations that shifted his promising career downward. His talent was not enough to save him from a lack of priorities and the poor choices that resulted. When your life is not in order, you feel discomfort. A little piece of lint in your eye can give you unbelievable pain. A few grains of sand stuck down in your carburetor can jam up the entire engine. When you conduct your life haphazardly, without prioritization, you have disease caused by unimportant things taking the place of what is important to your destiny. The next reading that I would like to share with you today is Ordering Your Life Takes Time. Well, thank you once again. Remember, destiny, priorities, they're all one and the same. It's up to you to determine how you make them work for you. I hope you enjoyed this moment in time. Thank you.